This is King 5, Seattle.
This is King 5 News for Sunday, December 14th. Reported by Aaron Brown with Elaine Perkins and Jeff Renner.
Good evening, everyone. Today, millions of people around the world stop for just a bit to say farewell to the slain Beatle John Lennon. The silent tributes the idea of Lennon's widow, Yoko Ono. We have a report now from Stephen Fraser of NBC News in New York.
People gathered in New York's Central Park with signs, candles, and tears to say goodbye to John Lennon. There were no speeches, just hours of Lennon's music. The crowd sang along. At 2 o'clock, the music stopped. 10 minutes of silence began. Lennon's widow, Yoko Ono, emphasized individual mourning in her call for silence and prayer at 2 o'clock. But many people felt the need to congregate in Lennon's honor. Organized tributes were held all over the world. In Sydney, Australia, organizers scheduled a memorial service for 6 a.m. Monday, so it would coincide with the others taking place. In Liverpool, England, where the Beatles began their career, 100 people were hurt as fans clambered onto a stage during a memorial concert. Police allowed the concert to resume after the crowd calmed down. Outside the Dakota apartment building, Lennon's home in New York, a small group stood silently where thousands have gathered since Lennon was shot there Monday night. Stephen Fraser, NBC News, New York.
In Seattle, more fans, more tears, and the poignant silence that spoke of a loss. Julie Blacklow, a great Beatles fan herself, went to the vigil. Here's her report.
Several thousand people gathered around the International Fountain at the Seattle Center. It was a time to mourn and a time to remember. There were very few words spoken, but a feeling of so much understanding and a deep sense of loss. The rain stopped just before 11 as hundreds of white balloons were released in the air, marking the beginning of the 10 minutes of silence. As the period of silence ended, hands went up in the familiar sign of peace. And the very sad mood that flowed earlier from the crowd turned into something of a celebration. Of John Lennon's vigil, it can be said that he probably would have liked it, because it was peaceful, and in the end, a very happy occasion. At the Seattle Center, I'm Julie Blacklow reporting for King 5 News.
Tomorrow, an inquest begins into the death of Shelley Johnson. Johnson died in the King County Jail after a struggle with jail guards. His death is just the latest in a series of incidents that have focused public attention on the problems at the jail. The worst problem is the overcrowding, but decreasing the jail population is easier said than done. Andy Reynolds reports.
Sometime during 1975, King County learned of federal plans to surplus the Immigration and Naturalization Center. Officials convinced the feds it would be a good idea to give the building to the county for use as a work release center. But the county couldn't convince residents and organizations in Seattle's International District just across the street. And although those people have a better understanding of the problem today, they still don't want the building used as a jail, even temporarily.
The people are very much very much against the thing, and I know they are also sympathetic to the need, but a lot of the past argument is that they should look elsewhere.
It's Yee's opinion the International District already is overburdened with social programs. He wants other neighborhoods to share the load. County Council member Ruby Chow agrees. Besides, she says it's more expensive to refurbish the immigration building than to build a new jail.
According to the EIS report, it would cost us more money to remodel that building, and it would take us longer to get into that building than it would for us to build a new building, and at less cost for the work release. So you could clearly see that that will not work out the problem at all, either at short term or long term.
Both Chow and Yee agree it's an emotional issue. The elderly in the district fear having criminals near. The businesses fear what it would do to the district's economy. But an emergency could be declared, which allows use of the building no matter the opposition. And that could be the beginning of an intensive battle between government and the people. In Seattle, Andy Reynolds, King 5 News.
The body of a 31-year-old Seattle man was found in the back of a pickup truck in Redmond tonight. The body was partially hidden in the brushes. Police made the discovery while on a routine patrol shortly before 9 o'clock tonight. Cause of death not given, although the man apparently had a head wound. The name of the man has not been released until his relatives are contacted.
Beginning December 15th, Alaska Airlines spreads more sunshine your way with through plane service to Palm Springs. Ask your travel agent for details.